Welcome back to one of my favorite sports podcasts, Frizz and the Grizz, with your host Trudeau and my guy, Frizzy Frizz.
Hello and welcome back to Frizz and the Grizz. It's your boy Trudeau. Thank you for joining us live Monday, July 6th. You can catch us live on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. Check out that Twitch handle at @dfrizzy_Frizz5. And if you want the full show on podcast tomorrow, Apple, Spotify, all those good places, hook your boys up, press the buttons, rate, subscribe, review. We got done recording last week, Monday, around, 9:30. And by the time we woke up the next morning, there was a whole bunch of moves in the NBA. So we're going to touch on some of them today. It's a little old, little stale, but we haven't had a chance to talk about, so we want to get into that. And we want to talk a little World Cup today, for real this time. I know we tried last week, but we didn't really get into it. Promise we're going to talk to some football today. But first, D, what it do, man?
What a Monday. It's a what a Monday because of what's happened over the last 7 days since we last talked sports-wise. Like, the NBA blew up with free agency and trading. You just mentioned the World Cup. Baseball has had some issues in regards to umpires tossing people that shouldn't be tossed. Like, it's just sports. You'd think that around this time of the year, summertime, that it wouldn't be as exciting, but there's a whole lot that's gone on over the last 7 days. So I'm excited to talk about it.
This is my favorite time of the year when D becomes casual baseball guy.
It's crazy because, like, again, I'm caught in the ABS algorithm still, and it's causing so many problems where, like, umps are ejecting people because, like, they didn't tap their head quick enough. And they're like, no, you're not challenging this. And it's like, all right, man, like, what are we doing? Or, like, the third base coach is like, the third base umpire is making a call, but, like, the home plate umpire doesn't. It's like, why are you doing that from down there? But it's because it's like the umpires are losing power. So they're finding ways subtly to be like, oh, yeah, let me show you on this one. It's like, all right, man, like, one of these days you're just going to get replaced. And then what are you going to do?
Baseball's such a ridiculous sport. It's
annoying, but
with unwritten rules. And I feel like it's the sport where people have the biggest egos and they can't be checked, because it's not like basketball where you can hard foul someone, or football where you can knock them out. Even soccer, you can go for a hard slide, like rough someone up. In baseball, it's like, if you want retribution, a pitcher's just going to throw it at your head, and that's it.
That's the dumbest retribution in sports. I never understood.
Let him fight.
Internet wise, one of us just got kicked, but I'm here still. But like baseball, they'll throw a ball 98 miles an hour at your head. That's stupid. Like, how are you trying to get somebody back because you gave up a home run? You throw a 98 mile an hour fastball at their head. That's the dumbest way to, like, retaliate in sports, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even mention hockey where you literally fight people if you get.
Oh, yeah, well, love that. Love me a brawl in hockey. That's just great.
Yeah, fakest tough guy sport, baseball for sure.
We can go down a rabbit hole with that one.
Yeah, not today. Let's talk some basketball, shall we? All right, the news, the talking points, everyone's been talking about it all week. Jaylen Brown no longer with the Boston Celtics. There's so many weird parts to this. I don't even know where to start. I'll just start by outlining what happened, the trade, like just the actual trade itself, and we can go from there, okay? Jaylen Brown is sent to the Philadelphia 76ers. I cut out again, didn't I? The Jaylen Brown sent to the Philadelphia 76ers.
I think I did too.
In exchange for Paul George, 2 first-round picks. One is like kind of convoluted. It's not a really great first-round pick. And 2 second-round picks. I don't know where to begin dissecting this. D, I'll let you take the first shot at this, but there's a lot to unpack here.
I know that we gave Nico Harrison a lot of bad, like, you did this for getting rid of Luka. I think this might go down as one of the worst trades in the history of the league. And this isn't me being a Lakers fan and rooting against the Celtics. It's being an NBA fan and saying, in what world, whether you get draft picks or not, would you trade a finals MVP, top 5 MVP caliber player while, JT wasn't on the court in his prime for 38-year-old Paul George, fresh off of a bunch of different knee injuries and a couple of draft picks? And the kicker to that is that the 2 guys that they didn't want to get rid of when you had a potential blockbuster in Giannis was something Gomez, Nuno Gomez, whatever his name is, Hernan Gomez, and Taylor Shireman. Like,
Hugo Gonzalez.
thank you. Whatever, you know, like that's how much it means. It makes no sense. Is like Hugo Gonzalez and Baylor Shireman. They were like, no, we got to keep them. We can't give up them to get Giannis.
So,
but you keep them, and you get rid of Jaylen Brown and bring in Paul George. I just don't understand the meaning behind that.
Yeah, I think I got some more clarity on the Bucks side of things. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and trying to get some details. I think Simmons was saying that he had some inside information that the Celtics were actually super close on Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
And the Celtics were negotiating an extension with Giannis's camp before the trade to see like what this would look like. And they tried to talk Giannis down to 30% of the max. And he would not accept that. And basically the negotiations broke down from there. So the Celtics have shown like they were close to getting Giannis. And then at that point, they went to the Heat and said, we'll do the Heat deal. The Celtics with the Giannis extension talks behind the scene have shown that they do not want to pay two guys 35% maxes, which then you have two players at 70% of the cap, which makes it hard to fill out a roster. From the Celtics point of view, there's two things, right? And I'm trying to break them down, like all the individual pieces of this. Number one, Brad Stevens in the front office has shown that they do not believe it is a formula for success to have two guys eating up 70% of your cap space, right? And I think there's some validity to this in the new era of the CBA, where that second apron is more or less a hard cap, just like the luxury tax line in baseball is not a hard cap. Some teams are willing to go over it a little bit, like the Dodgers, but most teams steer clear of that luxury tax line. In the same sense, in the NBA, teams are hard pressed to not go over that second apron. So from the front office point of view, they have two guys making $70 million. If they're going to choose between the two, they chose Jason Tatum.
Right.
But then it doesn't make sense to get a guy like Paul George back, who's also making
same contract,
a shit ton of money. Yeah.
I think it was $3 million less than Jaylen Brown.
One less year on the contract, but still, I'm not justifying it. It's still, it's against the principle of the idea, the philosophy here. The second thing, right, is whether anyone wants to come out publicly and say it, because no one wants to talk the dirtiness behind the scenes right now. It's clear that thing got ugly. Like 100%. Jaylen Brown was done with it. He did not want to be a Celtic anymore.
Don't say that part.
And I believe Brad Stevens and the Celtics organization did not want Jaylen Brown on the roster anymore. Even after the season, let me just finish this point. Even after the season, everyone would have said the sixth season was like, forget the first one exit. When he was asked Brad Stevens about the season itself, the regular season success and overcoming what people thought would be a gap year, Brad Stevens was not happy. He was unhappy. He made it clear he was not happy with the way they played. He was not unhappy with the style of basketball they played. And that says a lot about he's unhappy with the way Jaylen Brown plays and his style of basketball on the court. So the front office was done with him as a player. They thought he was too expensive. I get it. But at the same point, why this trade? And I do have some ideas as well, but I will let you get in.
What I will say is I won't, as much as I dislike the Celtics, I'm not going to be here and knock down Jaylen Brown. He has come out plenty of times. We already know how I'd say enthusiastic he is behind his own podcast and show. He has no filter. He'll say what he wants to say. And he's usually going to tell you the truth. He has never come out and said he does not want to be a Celtic. So like, I want that shit deaded as much as possible. This was an internal financial decision by the ownership of the Boston Celtics. There's no other way to slice this. And you said it yourself. Brad Stevens didn't like the style of play that Jaylen Brown had. You want to know why? Because he was successful. And your cash cow, the guy that's going to sell the jerseys, the guy that's going to fill the stadium, is number 0. It's not Jaylen Brown. It's just the way that it is, unfortunately. I don't understand why, when you got 2 of the top 10 premier players in the league on your team, you can't find a way to have this coexist. Look what happened to Kobe and Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it's the first time, but the organization of the Celtics looked at this season and go, we can't have this because we need our star, the guy to get the ball, the guy that's carrying this franchise to be Jason Tatum. It can't be Jaylen Brown.
I think another interesting thing in a reason to criticize the front office of the Celtics, whether you believe it was the right move financially or not, why now? Right?
Yeah.
There was the season was not starting tomorrow. We're talking it's July 5th, right? We still have months before the season that you can make this move. If the market was not showing its, if the market was not positive for you and beneficial, you were not in a situation where you had to rush a trade. And the front office acted in a way like it was the trade deadline's tomorrow. We need to make this move. And at the end of the day, again, you rushed it. It feels like you didn't, you could have waited this out if you didn't like the offers. And if you wanted financial relief, Paul George isn't bringing it. Now, then it brings the whole second part of this conversation. How good really is Jaylen Brown? And I know you're going to lose your mind and get mad at me. I think there's two things to unpack here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with the I like the numbers. You know me. I'm an analytics guy. I don't agree with the analytics. I'm going to call them nerds. Some people were saying some wild asinine shit, like about how good Jaylen Brown is NBA wise. What is his true value? People pointed to the on-off numbers with him all season, right? The Celtics had a better on-off with him off the court. I don't buy that. I will say this though. In this era of basketball, again, if you are going to be paid the super max, the big daddy max, like he's making $65 million a year next year. It gets up to I think $68 million. That's a lot of money.
$200 million salary cap. Yeah, that's a lot.
If you are not a top 5 to 7 player in the league, that contract's going to look bad. And while Jaylen Brown finished as a top 6 MVP voter, like receiver, like MVP vote receiver, I think we both agree he's not his top 6 player in the league. Yes. Can we start as a baseline?
Yes, he's not top 6. Correct.
You can put him wherever you want. He's probably somewhere in the top 20. I'm not saying he's number 20. I'm not saying he's number 1. I'm saying he's somewhere in there.
Yeah, I agree.
The worst contract to have in the NBA is a guy who's like the 15th best player making number 1 best player money. Just that's the nature of the league right now.
True.
So I get it from like I think he's a valuable, great NBA player, but is he valuable enough to justify financially? Because you're gonna have to make cuts around the edges, $67 million. That's the big question, right? And yeah. I think the Celtics looked at it and said, I think that will crash our team. They made the move. Philly's like, let's do this. Because for them, it's like, hey, we have a small window with Embiid. If this doesn't work with Jaylen, like we'll figure it out, but let's go for it now. The craziest thing is it was Philadelphia, which is like, yeah, I don't care. I know people say Celtics Lakers the biggest rivalry. I don't believe that.
Then it's just in the finals that they play each other.
Exactly. Celtics 76ers
is bigger.
Is the biggest rivalry of the Celtics because they play each other in the playoffs all the time. There's bad blood.
I think they're the same division too when they were divisions.
Yeah. It's crazy that they sent him to Philly. That's just my biggest like why there. It seems like, and I've heard some things, but like it seems like number one they were desperate, but number two, it seems like a lot of teams they approached with Jaylen Brown was just like, "Nah, we good," which is wild. So like, hear me out here. Not only
you're going over so much, it's gonna be hard for me to remember everything.
I'm sorry. Not only were the Boston Celtics out on Jaylen Brown, they approached like 4 other teams, and they were like, the other team said, "We're not interested," which is wild.
So the way that I look at it, I'll try to remember all of the points. Is first, no, you're good. You're good. First thing that you just mentioned, or at least one of the last things that you just mentioned, was his contract and getting out of it because of how much it actually is going to cost and fill up their space. He just happened to be next man up. So like you can't not pay him. This is the problem with not having specific caps on specific positions. Same thing that the NFL is going through. He just happened to be next man up. So like I'm not going to fault him for having that contract. With his performance, yeah, he's getting paid like a 1A guy. We just saw a 1B that everybody said for the last 6 years of his career win an NBA Finals and an MVP in the finals, Jalen Brunson. So like he can get it done at that position. He deserves that money. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the teams not interested, sorry, I wanted to make a point for that. There's a difference between Jaylen Brown and Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine was also next man up. he's nowhere near close to what the type of player Jaylen Brown is. Same size, same skill set. Jaylen Brown is far superior. So like that's why you can't always just go over his for me, I can't always just go over the contract. But the not interested part, there's a reason for that. It's because as soon as you talked about the trade for Giannis, why do I need to give up assets for Jaylen Brown? He's already pissed off. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't think it's a not interested as in like the Mavs didn't want him. They could have used him. The Spurs didn't want him. They could have used him. It's one of those, you're going to have to get rid of him. So like, I'm willing to give you pennies on the dollar, not giving up assets for him. He's going to be pissed off. Like he doesn't want to be there you don't want him there anymore. And for the last 6 years, I don't know if it's 6 or 7 years, one of the two, every year Jaylen Brown's name is up there for trades. And every year he's going out there and hooping. So like, it's not like you're going to get a worse Jaylen Brown. You just caused your own problem internally by making it as public as you did, saying we are aggressively looking to trade him. Well, then you can't get the toothpaste back in the tube. As I think you said last week, like it cat's out of the bag. You can't unsay it. You can't undo it. So like, I'm not going to say that teams weren't interested. They just weren't going to pay any price for what they already they established was the baseline for him. And Philly was like, wait a minute. All we got to do is give up Paul George and some picks. Guess who just won the finals? And what they're saying, fuck them picks. You know what I'm saying? Like the Knicks don't care. They're like, they won off of the transfer portal. Not a single drafted player from the Knicks is on the Knicks right now. So you mean to tell me that I can keep Maxey, I can keep VJ, I can keep Embiid? I get it, but he's still Embiid. And all I got to do is give up Paul George? Yeah, let's do this. Tuesday. We don't even have to sign the paperwork. You can have the picks. You can have everything about Paul George. Like, of course, that is the team that is going to play ball when they have to only give up Paul George.
Yeah, I do think the picks will end up by biting Philly in the ass a little bit because, hear me out. I know you're just saying, fuck them picks. I get it. But again, we're being loud apparently because the door is going.
Yeah, sorry.
But in this new era, right, where we're trying to avoid these aprons, especially that second apron, the most effective way to build a team is cheap cost control contracts. And how do you get those types of players, good players under low cost? Draft picks. So Philly's going to be in a great spot for the next 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come to a head though when Embiid's making whatever he's making. Jaylen Brown's going to be at his last year of his contract making almost $70 million, and Maxey's extension's kicking in. I don't know how you're going to fill out a roster, but you know what? If you're Philadelphia, you've been the laughing stock of the league for the past 15 years. Screw it. Like, this is your shot to be aggressive. I see why they did it. And honestly, they were trying to dump the Paul George contract anyways. So, like, it makes sense. And the wild thing about the Paul George thing, they were trying to shop Paul George themselves. And Paul George was viewed as a negative contract, meaning you would have to put a pick on Paul George to get rid of him.
You have to give up picks to get rid of him.
If you think about it, if you minus, like, so if you're just doing Celtics and 76ers and you don't trade Jaylen Brown and you're approaching the Celtics as the 76ers, you're giving the Celtics a pick with Paul George. Meaning, in reality, the 76ers only gave up, 2 seconds and a first to get Jaylen Brown? Because they want... It's insane, man. I think Jaylen Brown's a better player than, what some of these people are saying. I can see the argument about how difficult it's going to be as a path forward for the Celtics if you have those two players. But the optics are horrible, right? The trade makes no sense short term. I don't know what their plans are long term for the Celtics. And you know what's the scariest thing?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone loved Brad Stevens 2 years ago when they won the championship. If the Celtics start next year and the 76ers are, I don't know,
10-2
after 3 weeks, and the Celtics are, I don't know, 500.
Oh yeah.
Just 500, and they look like mid at best. The fans are going to revolt against that offense.
It's going to be bad.
Like, I know you said the fans love Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and that's the guy, and everyone wants the 10-pole.
No. The organization loves Jason Tatum.
The trade to myself, even someone who's educated, makes no sense. The trade to a random fan makes no sense. And the people love Jaylen Brown. Like, I know people want to criticize, like, oh, Jaylen Brown, like doing stuff on Twitch, whatever, like saying stuff, whatever. That dude was in the community all the damn time. He meant something to the Boston community. He was one of those players who took his time to make the community better, doing service. Like, good dude for the community,
1000%.
and they just sent his ass gone. So, like, if this thing starts really bad for Boston, Brad Stevens might be like on the hot seat.
I mean, ownership already sold the team. We talked about that either last week or the week prior. When you sell the team, you tend to bring in people that you want running. And if they see that, all right, this financial cut, quote unquote, of Jaylen Brown isn't working, well, then the next thing to go is the GM that made the decision. They're not firing the owners, right? You can't fire the guys that paying the paychecks. You fire the person that is making the decision that you told them to make, and they become the scapegoat. So yes, it's going to take something like a 5-5 start for people to be like, oh, we don't like this. Where's Jaylen? Like, what the worst thing that could happen is if they say, we miss Jaylen. Like, that's going to be miserable in Boston. But I promise you, you'll hear something like that this season.
Well, segueing from bad contracts and draft assets to another sign-in trade that I found to be a bit distasteful.
Pricey.
Yeah, I know. I immediately texted you after the Walker Kessler sign-in trade because you're a Lakers fan. I said, how do you feel about this? And you said 9 out of 10. Do you stand by that original thought?
Yes. Because the team is... It's weird to say, but the team has made the decision to move on without LeBron James. And when you do that, you have to find pieces that fit your star player, which is Luka Doncic. Walker Kessler is the perfect fit for the way that Luka plays. A big that can finish in the paint, a big that can stretch the floor and relieve pressure from him. Well, he can shoot enough. He can shoot better than Lively, and he can shoot better than, what's it called? They had two bigs in Dallas. Thank you. He can shoot better than Gafford and Lively. So that's a win. He can shoot better than DeAndre Ayton. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're getting rid of people. What I'm saying is you're getting rid of people that weren't around Luka's style to bring in somebody that will amplify his style. And Luka went to the finals when he had players like this. He doesn't need top name players. He got to the finals with Derek Lively and what is it? Something I don't know. It's Gafford's for Daniel Gafford. Like, that's who all he needs. So, like, when you say that's the bar, and I'm not saying by any means that Austin Reeves is Kyrie Irving. Please don't get this twisted. But Austin Reeves is a bucket. No defense, but the man averaged like 40 points for a 2.5-3 week stretch. He's a bucket getter. So they're doing this. When I say 9 out of 10, do I wish it were a different player? Yes. But for what the organization is trying to shift away from the post LeBron era, it's a perfect fit for for the way that Luka plays.
I mean, you do overlook when you're talking about the Luka run to the finals that Gafford, again, going back to the dollars on this, Gafford and Lively were making a fraction of what Walker Kessler's going to get annually. And that means something because there was other guys that contributed besides there's the centers, Luka and Kyrie. Like, PJ Washington was a huge contributor on their run. Again, with Luka, the primary concerns did defense. You have Luka and Austin. The primary concern is absolutely defense.
Yeah.
And granted, Walker Kessler is a premier defender from what we've seen thus far. But we're going to have a situation where 3 guys are eating up almost all of the cap, right?
For the next 7 years.
For the next 7 years. It's going to be increasingly hard to fill out the roster, especially when you just traded away 2 first-round picks and 2 swaps in the sign and trade. So I get it. I think they accomplished the most important mission if you're the Lakers. Make Luka happy.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you got to hand him that piece of paper this year. And you want him to sign that extension. That's mission number 1 is get Luka to sign. And if Luka said he wants Walker Kessler, then you fucking get Walker Kessler, without a doubt. I want to poke holes in your argument about Walker Kessler. I like Walker Kessler, right?
Mhm.
But we're talking about a guy who you're heralding as 3-point shooting.
Oh no, he's not a sniper. I'm just saying he can shoot better than what you had on the team as stretch.
He can stand there and people will think he can shoot. Okay, that's a win there. There's some serious durability concerns. He's missed a lot of time. He played 5 games last year or 6 games last year, right? So you're paying a guy, he just got the 8th highest contract annual value for a center. He's tied with Bam Adebayo, a guy who's never made an all-star team, a guy who has played damn near half of the games in his entire career, partly because of a serious injury to his shoulder last year, but also Utah Jazz shenanigans, right? Like that has to play. And you're getting them from the Jazz, who is putting together a roster to win now. Like they are trying to be competitive at this point. Like they're adding guys and they look like they're doing something the right direction. The Jazz just said, "Nah, we're good. We're good. You can have them." Like there are some alarming things with Walker Kessler because like you're thinking about all the what ifs, right? But he just got dumped more or less. He could have resigned. They said, "We're good." Injury history and that contract makes him one of the highest paid players at the position for someone who's never been an all-star team. I get the theory. I just think for the Lakers, cool 3, right? Cool 3. Now what? Because the now what's going to be really hard going forward. And not to mention like big contract for the guy, but you gave away basically 4 first-round picks as well.
Everything.
It's a hard pill to swallow. But again, from the lens of our number one mission is to re-sign Luka, if that's how you do it, that's how you do it. You know what I mean? But it's tough.
So the first part that you made, well, not first, one of the last parts that you made was Utah gave him away. There's a reason why. You got to fill in the context. They just traded for, was it Jaren Jefferson? They traded for him midseason.
He's not a true five. Jackson. He's not.
Hear me out. They just traded for him. So he's basically your back end defensive player. They have Lauri Markkanen, who was on verge when they were playing the way they were supposed to, was on verge to be an all-star. They brought in Yusuf.
All-star, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they brought in Yusuf Nurkic. If there is a place to get rid of, we were just clowning them for having the tallest team in the league 180 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Like when the trade happened in February, if I'm on point for when February was, I just guessed, but when the trade was made in January/February for Jaren Jackson Jr., we were trolling them saying, you have 17 centers. What are you doing? So like, I don't think it was we're good. We don't need you. I think it was more of your position that like we don't have to have you on the team anymore. Like it's not because you're bad. It's we got younger. We got better. We can afford to get rid of you. So and we can take on assets while getting better. Absolutely. So that's what I would go with that for the point one. The second one's where you mentioned injuries. He was only injured last season. Like there's so much talk about like, oh, he's injury prone and like he's missed so much time. First season, his rookie year, he played 70 plus games. Second season, he played 65 games. Third season, when we knew the Jazz were trying to tank and shutting down people when they had leads, like he played what 60 again? Yeah, 60 games again. So like I'm not worried about injuries. He had a bad shoulder injury last season. That sucks. But that's the only actual time where he's like missed an extended amount of the season. So he's not the injury prone player that people are saying that he is. He played for the Jazz, a minor nick up here and there. You're probably not going to load up. And then in a season where they were actively sitting players is when he played 60 games. So like I'm good with the way that he's been getting through these injuries.
Do you have any concern that it's Danny Ainge? Because Danny Ainge has had a track record
for getting him, get rid of him a year too early. Sorry, a year earlier than a year late. No, I don't, because we gave Trader Danny.
He's hosed teams before. I'm just saying. We
gave Trader Danny so much credit for 15 years, and the Celtics won 1 championship. So no, like at least we're saying the same thing with Presti right now in OKC. Like, if they don't win another one, all these moves that like we put Presti on a pedestal saying the greatest GM in the history of the GM because of what he constructed as a roster. Well, guess what? They just got hit hard this offseason. It's going to be worse next season. So Trader Danny, No, I don't think he pulled the wool over the eyes of the Lakers. I think the Lakers had a need. They had a player that said, I need that. So they went out and got that. And that's Walker Kessler, a 24-year-old center that is locked into his contract with the Lakers, with Austin Reeves, and most likely this upcoming offseason, not this one, but next year, Luka, for the next 5 years. You got your core. You'll find ways to fill out the roster. You're going to guys like Jared Vanderbilt are going to be gone. It sucked, hearing that Rudy was gone this season earlier today. But like, you brought in Sexton to help out with the guard position. You brought in Quentin Grimes to help out with the guard position.
He got paid too.
They had to.
I like Grimes though.
Yeah, like he's not bad, but like you're gonna lose Dalton at some point. You're gonna lose, like I mentioned, Jared. Oh, big name that like we're not even talking about because he played in a random. I think he play in. Was Sandro in Memphis?
Sandro Mamaskelashvili.
Was in Toronto? He was in a random area that I was like, oh, I didn't know he played there. Yeah, he played in Toronto too. I didn't like that. Bad.
He's not. He's just a 3-point shooting 4-5. That's it.
Hey man, guys need shooters. You need shooters around Luka Doncic, and they're getting that. Grimes is a decent shooter. This guy, I can't say his last name. I'm never going to say it right. I'm going to call him Sandro. He's a good, decent shooter.
You know what he's
Reeves
called?
Is a bucket.
If you want short, he's Mamu if you want to go short.
Mamu, love it. That's the nickname. I'm going to just call him Mamu moving forward. That's my guy. Like I saw some highlights and I was like, ooh, I'm not familiar with your game. I know it's just highlights, but when you have a highlight clip of your NBA career that's like 10 to 15 minutes long, that means you're pretty damn good. Like it's a lot of highlights that you can show for somebody. It's not like it's a 30-second clip. So I was like, oh, he's pretty good.
Some of those players are cool. I'm gonna say this, D. Lots of offense, which is fun.
You got no defense.
The Lakers know that you have to play defense too. It's all I'm gonna say.
At some point, but if they can put up 140, they might win some games.
It's gonna be fun to watch. Might be frustrating, but you have a good time.
Like I said, I'll be up till midnight watching the games anyway. They might as well put up 120.
I'm gonna check on you after a couple weeks and 2 months, see how you feel. Walker Kessler 9 out of 10 at that point.
They're gonna blow up the team in February. Ugh.
Was there any other trades or signings that we wanted to go into before we just hit up the World Cup?
I mean, we talked about Giannis briefly. Miami doesn't move the needle. Yeah, not a trade, but just like a weird situation. LeBron's still not picked up. Very, very strange in this offseason. But other than that, I think those two were just the biggest name moves over the last 7 years.
No, I just want to shout out or call out that non-move Jaylen Duren still just
in the abyss.
Yeah,
has visited like 17 teams, and everybody's like, "Brother, hold on, give me 1 second." 2 for 10, 3 rebounds in Game 4 against the Cavs. Now we're good. Like we're good. If there's somebody that is getting the I'm good, it's unfortunately Jaylen Duren, because like I had him high on the board, and these playoffs exposed a lot. Can't shoot free throws, could not score in a half-court offense other than a putback dunk, no post moves, and then like you got outboarded and outplayed by bigs like Jarrett Allen. That's not good.
Wendell Carter Jr.
Wendell Carter Jr. like out rebounding you. That is not good. So great season by the Pistons. It just sucks that like that's the playoff series that is going to define his career, unfortunately.
I feel bad for the man because he was on pace to making like $40 million a year.
They were flirting like, damn, like we got to pay Cade. Like, do we got to figure out? And then that Cavs series happened. They were like, thank you, Jaylen. Thank you very much. We could cross you off the list.
That's tough. And the Lakers signing Kessler basically.
Oh yeah,
his avenues are done.
Yep,
it's rough.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk some Cup. It's tough because like the USA is playing right now. I tried to do the D and put the second screen up to watch the USA Belgium. I don't know how you do it, man. I couldn't focus on the show at all.
I mean, I got 3 screens up right now: us, the stream, and then the game. So we're good.
I think we'll want to just talk because I took a. Do you want to talk about the Belgium? I don't know if I'm pronouncing
Belgium.
Is that how you pronounce his name?
Belgium. Oh, the guy from England.
Yeah. Well, the US
I don't know his name, but yes, the guy that scored and looks like Clay Matthews.
No, dude.
Who were you talking about?
We're talking about the guy who got the red card first.
Oh, gotcha. The U.S. guy. My apologies. No, you got that all day. Like I know. So what I heard, this is, and I'm probably way off. Definitely, I want to hear this on TikTok. I want you guys to be like, he doesn't know anything about soccer. I love that. But yeah, heard that the guy, I don't, and I don't care. But the guy that obviously got the red card, a bad slide tackle, but like looked worse in slow motion than it actually was. People were like, that's not a red card. Like, what are we doing? He got a red card, and then something happened miraculously where they didn't reinstate him, because I think that was the word that I used, and you were like, no, they're not reinstating him, but they're delaying his like penalty, delaying his punishment to allow him to play in this game that is playing right now, which has never been done before.
It's been done once in 1964.
Thank you. So it hasn't been done in our generation's lifetime.
Back in the day, in 1964, it was only reversed once, or only post got rid of once. Back in 1964, a red card did not automatically mean a suspension for the next game. It was up to the determination of like the league.
Yep.
That player back in 1964 for Brazil was allowed to play, but the rule was not hard and steady. Red, you're done.
Gotcha.
So since it changed, he's the only person who's gotten it.
Insane. But yes, to be not even like you said, reinstate, like you said, it wasn't. He's not reinstated. His penalty is just delayed. And did you get an answer as to when it is delayed? Is it after the World Cup, or is it like the next series, the next round, if they make it through?
Vague thing where FIFA can do to delay anytime 365 days, and it might be pushed out indefinitely and never applied.
Nice. So random friendly, they're gonna have him sit.
So I want to say this. Yes, this has happened once in 1964. A red card did not result in a player being missing the following game. Typically in soccer, you get 2 yellows, you miss the game, becomes a red. If you get 2 yellows in a tournament, you then will have to miss the next game. Or if you get a red card, you miss the next game. Those are the rules.
The rules.
It has also happened in a different scenario though. To one Cristiano Ronaldo this year. He was supposed to be suspended. He got a second card in a qualifying match to the World Cup. So he was supposed to miss the next game, which would be the World Cup first game in the group stage. They pushed that one off because it's like, hey, this happened before the tournament. Like, let's start fresh. Like, we're not gonna handicap your team. Let's just start fresh going forward. But this scenario is different, where literally the penalty in the tournament delayed indefinitely. I don't know if you were aware of how and why this got delayed, like the backstory.
Nope, but I'd love to hear it.
Oh, so you didn't know? Okay. So
like I just know the surface level info.
It's very similar, like the NBA, where you can review if it's actually going to be a red card or like a flagrant 2. You know, like they have
knocked down. Yep.
You have technical and flagrant penalties in the NBA, where if you accumulate a certain amount of technical fouls, you miss a game, right? Like that's a rule.
Yeah.
A la Draymond Green, right? In the 2016 finals. You can go back and double check to be like, yes, that should have been a technical. And if you can rescind it and they can play. That is not what happened here for the US, right? They reviewed it. They said, yes, still a red card, should be suspended. Cool. The White House called FIFA's president and basically said, you should change it. And FIFA's president said, sure. And then they changed it, not saying that it wasn't a red card, but saying, yeah, we'll penalize you, but we'll just do it later. So political pressure was applied on FIFA to change the rules for the United States soccer team. And the rest of the world is like, what the fuck is that? That is some bullshit. And that is why there's controversy. And that's why I'm like, hey, D, I love that we get our player back, but this puts a stain on the tournament because they made special rules because there was political pressure applied on the head of FIFA, which kind of feels gross now, because if the USA does make a run, they're down 2-1 right now, but if they were to make a run, people would be like, in their mind, asterisks on that one, because like that kind of feels like some bullshit if you're anyone else that's not in the USA rooting for maybe Belgium today. So that's the backstory of like how that all went down.
I appreciate the breakdown, because it like now I can fully understand and make a professional decision on like how I feel about it. And I think the phrase that you said, like this feels like dirty because like the US is like getting, political people involved to fix this decision.
Now, can I just say this before you?
No, well, I'll make my point for it. It might be like dirty, and like the way I kind of feel now is like just fucking jump in the mud. Like I don't give a shit how it makes me feel, how anybody else feels about this. Like I'm looking at this as the US has a player that is needed. You're on our turf. If you want to play by our rules, guess what? You're going to play by our rules while we're in Seattle, Washington to make sure one of our better players is available to play and beat Belgium. And if we lose, we lose. But if we win, guess what? It's because you're in the United States. That's just, it is what it is. If you're mad about it, go cry, and maybe in 2030, you guys can win. But take it up with whoever's hosting in 2030. That's how I feel about it.
I like that take. But I will say this. The problem, too, is FIFA. I don't know if you know about FIFA as an organization.
Bad, though. Like that's
what I'm saying. They are literally the most corrupt sports organization in the world. Do you know who hosted the World Cup last time?
No.
Qatar.
Okay.
Qatar has no business hosting the World Cup. You know who lined FIFA's pockets with money? Qatar.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many people died building the stadiums in Qatar?
Oh, yeah. I heard about that, actually. Yes.
Hundreds of people died.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck, FIFA. They're like, if you're going to give us money, don't care. So, like, it's not, let me put this straight. This isn't just, oh my God, FIFA, what are you doing? No, they've been corrupt.
Doing stuff like this.
They've been doing shitty shit. But, like,
it just happens to be US now.
I've never seen like, this level of open corruption from FIFA. I mean, we always knew they're corrupt. It's gross, man. And you know what? I think it might backfire. Like we're watching the game now. USA's down 2-1. Like, do you think any team's not going to give their 110% now against the US?
They should. Why do you need it to be this to happen for you? So you have no idea how much I hate that.
You talking about bulletin board material right now?
If you need bulletin board material to play your hardest in the World Cup, what are you doing in the World Cup? That's like saying that in the Super Bowl. Like, oh, these guys said that we weren't going to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Oh, be like, dog, you don't play 19 games to get here, and you need that to motivate you. You need the U.S. to pull some presidential shit to piss you off. Come on now, like just you're in the World Cup. You're in the third round of the World Cup. Like you should already be pissed. You should already hate the U.S. I gotta play in Seattle. Like you should be mad about that. I gotta go play at Everson Square Stadium, the 12th man. Like you should be pissed off at that. You guys got Miami, Florida, and you got me playing in the Northwest, like where it rains all the time. There ain't no hydration breaks up there, but they sure as hell had them last night.
Hydration breaks in Miami just like this.
They definitely had them last night, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't all that bad. It was enough for me to like go to the bathroom, grab a water, sit down, and I didn't miss nothing. The bug out was the clock was still moving. That to me, I think is so strange. Yeah. But like they got to do it. But like nah, like they're not taking like Belgium should be pissed that they're playing in Seattle when they got all these great venues that they could be playing at, and they happen to draw Seattle, Washington. Like, give me a break.
Let's just real quick segue. Great venue. England versus Mexico last night. I gotta say it, man. The best soccer venue in the world is Stadio Azteca in Mexico City. When Mexico plays in Mexico City, that place was fucking insane last night. Like when the Mexican national anthem played before the game, you could hear everyone. Like it was deafening the sound up there. It was such a good game because you had two very different styles of football, right? Like you have England, we play in the Premier League, we play the right way, fancy passes, great, beautiful finishes. And Mexico's like just heart and soul going 100 miles per hour. And it was interesting watching the game too, because England played it very tactically. Mexico was like, we're gonna wear you down. Like we want you to chase us. Because again, I don't know if you were this, but Stadio Azteca is like mile high. Like that thing is super high altitude. But great game. I didn't know if you caught that Mexico is starting a 17-year-old, which is insane.
What? No, I don't think. I knew the
Gilberto,
kid that played for. I think his name was Bellingham. I know that guy.
Jude Bellingham, yeah, for
He was
England.
nice. He
He's
was
nice.
nice. But
He's
no, I didn't know that they had.
Yeah, Jude was awesome. 2 goals, and he saved like an insane save on the third, like friendly Mexico getting a goal. Yeah, no, Gilberto Mora,
Okay.
uh, 17-year-old, second youngest player
Insane.
ever to start. He starts, by the way, for Mexico. Second
Insane.
youngest player ever to start in the World Cup. For youngest player of all time to start in the World Cup, only 20 days younger, Pele.
Oh, right.
So like that's wildly impressive. That kid, like, I'm excited to see where he goes. But yeah, did you watch that game? It was awesome.
I did. It was the one game that I got to watch opening kick to the end, and that was the fact that there were. I think there were 2 penalty kicks. That was insane. A score off of a free kick, like just. When you watch soccer, if there's a hey, sit down and watch this game, that's the type of game that you want to watch because it's entertaining. Normally, you see like we grew up in the age where like if you got up and went to the bathroom, and you missed a goal, you're not seeing another one. So like when you're able to sit down and see 5 goals, 2 of them in the last last 15 minutes of the game, like you lose your mind, and it was just full entertainment all 90. I don't even think it's 98 minutes. I think it might have been close to 100 minutes because of the extra time.
Yeah, that game was. I was pulling for Mexico. I was hoping Mexico would make a run. Another game I just want to call out is I don't know if you watched France Paraguay.
I did not know.
Yeah, again, like we talked.
That's what I did miss because I think I asked if Mbappe scored, but I missed that one.
He ended up by scoring PK. That was the difference 1-0. But another very similar. Like I love the World Cup because teams can advance because there's very different styles of football. Right, you can be finesse, you could be rough and tumble, ball control. Paraguay's like, hey man, you can attack us all you want. We're just going to be a firm wall. We're gonna bully you all game. We'll get our counterattack goal at some point. And I loved Mbappe's quote after the game. It was in French, but basically he's like, people think of our French team because France is the favorite to win. Like they play such a beautiful style of football, like passing and crossing, finishing. Like they play very finesse, and he just goes. They view us French players as like, this beautiful game, finessed out. I know you got to go soon, so we'll wrap up soon.
Yeah.
But he's like, if you want to play and this is what he said in French, if you want to play in shit, we'll play in shit and we'll still beat you. And I'm like, that they get it. Like, they get it. Like, if we can play.
If we're in a phone booth, we'll play a game in a phone booth.
Yeah.
I love that.
I loved it. And that was kind of a punk. I don't know if you saw the back and forth after the game with Paraguay. But like they were just being punks all game to France, like taking cheap shots, and then after the game, like just trying to like get in the face of French players and just I don't know. It was unnecessary. Like Mbappe went to go take his PK, and like the players are all stomping the PK spot, try to fuck up the turf. I mean, I get it. Like, hey, you're Paraguay,
yeah,
but like even after the final whistle, like come on, the game's over at this point. But yeah, shout out to them. I just want to say one last thing because I know we got to go.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about Portugal real quick.
Okay.
Because this is the last World Cup for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah,
this is
it yesterday. Yeah.
He is. I think he's close to 40, if not 40 years old. He's up there.
Yeah, he's around 38, 39, 40.
He ain't playing the World Cup at 43, 44 years old. He will go down as one of the best players to ever play the game. Top 5 player of all time. Not my GOAT. That's Messi. But like one of the best players to ever play the game. I can't think of a more disappointing World Cup career than Portugal and Ronaldo. I'll read the World Cups he played in.
It took a very long time for him to score, but yes.
His first World Cup, I think it was in 2006, was his best finish, semifinals, so 4th place. Since then, knocked out in round of 16, didn't get out of the group stage the next time, knocked out in the round of 16, quarterfinals, and then knocked out the round of 16 this year. Like, for one of the best players to ever play the game, and Portugal does have a good football program. They have some Premier League guys. They have a lot of guys that play in the Liga Portugal. Like, this is disappointing, man. Like, this is it for Portugal. Like, they were supposed to be a team to challenge with Ronaldo over the past decade. And like, I can't think of a more disappointing way for him to end his career and look back at his World Cup appearances. Like it's just, I don't know, man. It's it for him.
Tough. I don't follow enough when it comes to goal scoring, but I heard that there was like a dark cloud over him for him scoring in the group stage this year. And people are like, oh, it's been so long, or like, I don't know the gap when it was, but like, that's not something that you want, I would say, following you when the conversation, like we hear it in basketball, is it MJ or is it LeBron? With soccer, our generation, is it Messi or is it Ronaldo? And it's like when you have something like that, it's like a long-standing like gap for you. It elevates Messi over the way that you play.
I don't know what it is with Ronaldo, and I'm just guessing, right? It has felt like his teammates do not particularly love playing with Ronaldo, right? Like he has a very me personality, it seems like. And when you watch Messi, right? And I think Zlatan called this out, and I thought it was very insightful. It's like when you have a player like Messi, they know who the guy is, right? Messi, just get him the ball in the box, he will score a goal. If you look at Norway, Erling Haaland, right?
That's the guy, yeah.
Just get that man the ball at his feet. I don't care where he's at, he'll find a way to just blast it. You look at England, Harry Kane, they just get him the ball, they feed him. They want to feed their number one in the box. When you watch Portugal play, they do not do that for Ronaldo. And I don't know if they just don't like him, but like there's a lot of like, I'm going to get my shot. The ball's not going to their guy. So I don't know if that's like a reason for their disappointments over his career there, but like there was never a sense of unification of like, hey, this is our plan, this is our guy. Get him the ball in the box and let things happen.
A lot of that comes down to coaching too, though.
True.
Like especially in football. I think you've said, I don't want to keep saying soccer disrespectfully, but in that international type game, like a lot of that goes down to coaching. If you're not putting the people in the right places to make that decision for them.
I think that's a great point. All right, I enjoyed our soccer talk,
our
football talk. We'll catch up more after this round. Let's get to the closing takes and get out of here.
The show is coming to an end. But first, it's time to get to anything we've missed. It's closing time. 1 segment, 2 takes. Go.
All right, closing takes. Chance for me and D to get off one last take before we get out of here. D, I don't even have a take for you. I have a game. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
So there's a guy at the front desk in my gym. I mentioned him to you last time that I just been shooting sports takes, and we have a new game we play every day I see him.
Mm-hmm.
I just shout out when I walk in a random basketball player for the early 2000s or 90s that just would make you smile if you heard his name.
Okay.
He shouts one at me. I have 5 players. I want to see if any of these are a winner for you. Are you ready?
I'm listening.
Ricky Rubio.
Okay. The guy that should have been but never was. Yep.
Luis Scola.
Oh, hated him in Houston. Hated him in Houston. Yeah.
Here's a great one. 50-point scorer, Corey Brewer.
Oh my goodness, the ugliest 50-point scorer, just similar to what's his name in Miami winning, hitting 83. Yeah, Bam hitting 83. You're like, Corey Brewer scored 50? What?
Corey
yeah.
Brewer.
Did it with the Wolves, I think.
Right. This one's gonna get you to smile. You ready? Michael Petrus.
Peaches. Yep. Peaches when he was out there in Orlando. Nice. Yeah, well, he helped you guys get to the finals. So, like, there were shots that he was making during that run for you all. So, yeah, man, Michael Peaches.
This is the last one for you. You can tell me what the winner of this group is. Sasha Vucevic.
Oh, Sasha, for sure. I love me some Sasha, skinny headband Vucevic.
Yes.
Because he helped us win against the Celtics. He hit 2 clutch free throws to put us up by 4. So, yes. If there's a winner in that one, it's 1000% Sasha. Sasha was not liked amongst the organization because he was like a little soccer player looking like. And then he hit one of the 2 most clutchest free throws to put the Celtics away back in the 09-010 finals. So, yes.
You like that game? So it can't be a guy that's like an all-star caliber player. Just like a guy that like had a moment in the league. It's just like, oh, I remember that dude.
Craziest part is like I knew who every single player played, where they played. Like, I am terrible with names, always have been, but like you give me a name, I'm like, oh, I know that guy. I know him.
You got a name for me? You have anyone you want to throw back at me?
I would need to prepare for this, man. Like that's Corey Maggette.
That's a great name. Bald head Corey Maggette.
Yeah, he was nice with the Clippers, obviously, but he played with the Cavs prior to that. Yeah, Corey Maggette was a good throwback name.
I offer you Courtney Lee. Remember
Courtney Lee? Yeah, he was with the Knicks for a little bit. He was with the Jazz. Yeah, he was a journeyman for sure.
You know who was my favorite journeyman?
Oh,
Trevor Ariza, baller.
Trevor didn't get the respect that he deserved, but he helped us win a championship, man. I miss Trevor. Trevor was the guy, and then we got Ron, so like I wasn't too mad, but like Trevor was that guy. He was like a defining 3-and-D wing. Like I'm here to play defense and I'm here to hit threes from the outside. That's it.
Great names. Just great names. All right, D, what you got for me, man?
All right, I'm gonna be real quick with mine, but like I want to give a shout to. I know we're talking about FIFA and the World Cup. I'm gonna say, and like we talk about like Black Pride, so on and so forth, like people that are proud to be an African American. I could not be any more proud of the world understanding the country of Cape Verde. Like that is legit. I am African American in Cape Verde. There have been many years and times that like I tell people that I'm Cape Verdean and like, what the hell is that? And I got to explain it. It's a small island off of Africa. Like nobody knows. And the fact that this team, we're not even going to just say underdog, but like had no right being where they were. And they were able to play, tough against Spain. Spain's still alive. Uruguay, I know they tied them 2-2. And then they went toe-to-toe with Messi. No, Argentina.
Did they beat Germany? No, I'm thinking of someone else maybe.
I don't know if they beat Germany. You're good. But they went toe-to-toe with Messi and Argentina and had them like on the brink. Like I was gonna say that was the game of the year, and then last night's game happened. So like it's just crazy. So like I'm so happy that like they never were. They're not in the Olympics. Their Olympic national team is not big enough for them to qualify for the Olympics. They barely get invited to the FIBA. So like nobody really knew about the country, and the fact that like on United States soil they have the banner, the emoji that you could choose that nobody ever did. Like it's there. So like it's just great. I'm proud. I'm happy, but I'm proud to be Cape Verdean and being able to say like, hey man, like now everybody knows that this is an actual country. There are plenty of African Americans that are African American and obviously Cape Verde, and just proud of that team. Hopefully, in 4 years they do something special. But even if this was the only run that they ever have, like I was alive to see it, and I couldn't be any happier. So it's dope.
I had Cape Verde, Argentina written down, but I was like, oh, we gotta get going. But yeah, man, that was the craziest game outside of the Mexico one of the tournament. Just, I think they were like plus 1,400 underdogs in that match, and they went toe to toe with the number one team, the defending champs, the greatest player of all time, Messi,
on the brink. Like
they had him on the brink.
Had a chance to win that game. So they, and obviously to relate it to video games, but like they showed a card of the guy that scored that goal from the bottom left and curved it in top right 18, like insane goal. They were like, he's like a 62. No, I think he was like a 54 overall in the game of FIFA. Like a guy that would never be able to do this in a video game. Curves one of the craziest shots from outside of the 18 bottom left into the top right corner over the goalie. Like, you just looking like they were playing with house money, with all momentum and all pride for their country. Like how better does it get for that? Like it was just amazing to watch.
That was sick. And I apologize. I hope I didn't screw up your night. I know you got to get going. So get us out of here.
No pregame, fellas. Sorry, G-Unit. No pregame, but we'll get right to it for the conference finals. All right. Hey, for those that are here, I see y'all watching. Definitely comment. It makes it easier for us to obviously interact with our chatters, so on and so forth. But if you guys are trying to catch us live, you can find us on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. If you're catching us next day, you can find us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. More importantly, wherever it is you find your podcast. Website just went by at the bottom, frizzandthegrizz.com. But please check out our TikTok so you can see how many people dislike us because we like to talk politics. It's funny. It's funny. That's what it is. I don't care. Ain't you gonna be mad at me? I don't give two damns. Not a single one. I could have said something else. I gotta get out of here though.
Soccer. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time.
Keep talking. Please make sure to take care of y'all mentals. Ooh, can't say it. Be a friend. Say something nice. You never know what it could do for someone. Take care of y'all mentals. Take care of y'all physicals. Take care of y'all chicken and y'all children, and we'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.
Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid.